Our next guest says that fighting isn't an option, it's a necessity.
Now, Mariah Pruscha is a podcaster, a columnist, a self-defense expert, all around woman you don't want to mess with. And today she is here to teach us how we can defend ourselves. Mariah, how's it going this morning?
You know, it's going. It's Tuesday. The sun is shining, so life is good.
Life is good. I agree. Okay, so you say the best self-defense for women is, Women's History Month. We're celebrating women. We really do all year round, but especially this month. So let's talk specifically about women defending themselves. And what do you mean by women preventing the fight?
Well, the key thing is knowledge is power. The more that we know, the better we are to adapt to different situations that we may not be comfortable with. So with the self-defense, we teach women first and foremost situational awareness. Far too often we go into parking lots, into stores, and we're not cognitive of what's going on. We're paying attention to either our grocery shopping list, our cell phones, and we're distracted when somebody could be lurking around the corner. So we talk about different components with what to look for, how to be alert, how to be aware, and then we transition into the boundary setting portion. Now, boundary setting is where a good percentage of the women think that they're comfortable and confident when they are utilizing their verbal skills to de-escalate somebody. But at the same point, that's where I found that most people actually go into tears. And it's not that it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because we go through fight, flight, and freeze. So with the boundary setting portion, then we transition and we teach women different skills. So from standing and striking and then from the ground. So the key is that I'm not teaching them how to fight. I may fight, but the goal is to prevent the fight. So how do we do that? By providing different tools to add into their toolbox.
And you say that with this boundary setting, there are some phrases that people should know. What are some of those phrases?
Well, the key thing is in the Midwest, we always have the mindset of kill people with kindness. Well, the reality is we can establish healthy boundaries by saying no and be tactful with our message. So with the boundary setting, each scenario is different. So we have a male assailant that comes in and the women are put through different scenarios where they have to utilize different words. So the key thing is when it gets to the point where they recognize and identify that their bubble, somebody is invading their space, and this person has some type of intention, it's at that point they utilize their most powerful tool, which is their voice. So the words not necessarily are going to be the same. So the key is an assailant does not want to be recognized. They don't want attention drawn to them. So the key is to make sure no matter what words come to mind, start describing. We go through different components where it's a memory game where we want to start identifying people head to toe. And then again, key thing too is the voice. The voice is a very, very powerful asset that we don't utilize.
I want to go back to just recognizing our surroundings. I think you are so right that we sometimes go through life and we're not aware of what's going on around us. Can you talk a little bit more about how we can change that as women? And, we're all in, men or women, we're in just such a busy life sometimes that we're not really aware of our surroundings.
So the key thing is distractions. What are our number one distractions right now? It's our cell phones. Whether it's a text message, somebody inbox messaging, Facebook, notification, right? It's a constant stimulation where we feel like we have to respond to give somebody instant gratification. When reality is, you're not going to be able to respond to somebody if you're in a parking lot situation and all of a sudden now you are kidnapped or so on and so forth because of a distraction of a phone. So we need to be more cognitive. So putting the phone away. Don't look at a cell phone or don't look at your cell phone when you're going to a car. Don't look at a parking lot. Even in a store, there's been numerous occasions where I have seen individuals on more than one occasion in the same aisle as me. We have to make sure that we understand that people are stalking us. And I'm not trying to say live in fear. What I'm trying to say is be cognitive and pay attention to your surroundings. So whether you're a single individual or you're with your children, you want to make sure that you are on high alert. And I explain this to the kids that I work with the Badges of Unity program, to the college, to women that come to the seminars, is picture your life like a stoplight. Green is when you're sitting at home. You can let that guard down. Now, yellow is more of when you are in a mall, whether you're with friends, you're still out in public. So you still have to be on alert, but not necessarily on red. And then the red of the stoplight is, okay, I may be walking in a parking lot by myself. It's dark outside. I really need to make sure that I am aware of what my situation is at.
Yeah, I think instead of living in fear, live in power. And I think that's what Mariah is teaching people to do. And we will have more from you, Mariah. We have to take a quick break, but we'll come back and have more with her on how we can all keep ourselves safe during these times.